Hello and welcome. My name is Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. It's another video tutorial from Casing the Catalogue, and I've chosen a card that's from the Nature's Poem suite in the Stampin' Up catalogue, which is pages 142 to 144. Now I've chosen this card, although this suite has a lot of really great cards. This one is a bit more masculine feel to it. And as I do mainly feminine sort of cards, I thought I'd better choose something just a little bit more masculine, because we do send cards out to males as well, don't we? So I've gone with this one here. And we're also using some of the designer series paper from that suite. So I'm going with using some of my paper that I buy rather than just stashing it and looking at it and thinking how lovely it is. I am going to use it this year. I've also got one of the embellishments, which is those little leaf trinkets, which are absolutely gorgeous. So that's another thing that I'm trying to do, is actually use the things that I buy. So I'll just bring in that page to show you. So there's 4 really great cards on this one. I've gone with this one for this card that we're doing today. So I hope that you enjoy it. Let's get started. This card is using a lot of the elements from the Nature's Poem suite in the Stampin' Up catalogue, so I'm going to bring those in and just quickly show you. We're using the Nature's Roots framelit dies and the Rooted in Nature stamp set. This is a 2-case stamp set. There's 16 stamps in the case, which is a great lot of stamps. They're actually quite big. And if you buy the stamp set and the framelit dies together, you can bundle them together and save 10%, which is a fantastic value. We're also using the leaf trinkets. Now they come in a pack of 24, and you get a cluster of leaves in both silver and copper, and then a single leaf in copper and silver as well. There's 24 in a pack, and I used the copper in the last card, and we're going to use the silver one this time round. The inks we're using today are Mint Macaron, Tranquil Tide, Soft Suede, and Early Espresso. And the card kit that we're using some linen thread, Nature's Poem design series paper, that we're using these 2 designs here. We have a piece of crumb cake, 2 pieces of Whisper White, and the card base is soft suede. In the description of this video you'll see a link to my blog, and on my blog you'll have all the measurements and supplies that I've used for this card right there. There's also in this description a link to my online store where you can purchase all your Stampin' Up supplies, and if you use the Hostess code that's there in that description, I can send you out a free gift. So we might bring in the card base first, and I've already scored it, so I'm just going to fold it and burnish. And then we're going to stamp around the edge with the leaf from that stamp set using soft suede. So I'll bring the soft suede ink in. Just going to bring in a piece of paper so I don't mess up my workbench. And I'm just going to roughly stamp all the way around. I'm turning my stamp around so it's in different positions each time, so it does look very ununiformed. There we go. And the next bit of stamping we're going to do is we're going to get the larger of the Whisper White pieces, and we're going to stamp this tree background. So what we'll do is we're going to start off with Mint Macaron, and with the double tree stamp we're going to ink it up, but at the very top we're going to stamp off each time, so it's really quite light. As we go down, we're going to stamp it so it's a little bit darker. So we're getting that graduating look. There we go. Then we're going to move into the next colour, which is Tranquil Tide. Let's stamp off that colour a little. And we're going to stamp this one off as well. So just like we've done to the top layer, we're going to and the next layer we're going to full strength. There we go. While we have that stamp out, I'm just going to bring in the smaller piece of the Whisper White, and we're going to stamp in the Tranquil Tide, the double trees, and I'm also going to bring in this single tree stamp and stamp that one as well. So just like that. So the next bit of layering we're going to do is we're going to do these speckled, I don't know whether you can see that in the background, the speckled brown. So I'm bringing in the soft suede again. I'm just going to put a little bit of ink onto our lid and bringing in the aqua painter. Just going to pick up some of that colour and just popping some down by hitting the end of the aqua brush. So I don't want big lots of splotches. I want them to be fairly fine. And I'm really happy with that. Oop. So I'm going to bring in the Wink of Stella pen. And I'm just going to colour in around that tree. And that gives a really nice sparkle to the tree. Not sure how that'll show up on the camera. Hopefully you can see a little bit of sparkle. So the last little bit of stamping that we have is the piece of crumb cake, and we have this stamp that says "You are wonderful," and we're going to ink that up in the Early Espresso. Beautiful. So now we're going to bring in the Big Shot and we're going to cut these trees out. So we have the single die there and then the double tree die. Run that one through. So we have all the elements ready. Let's just go and pop it all together. So I have my piece of Designer Series paper. I'm just going to glue that one down and we're going to pop it down on the angle. Popping that down on the side angle. That looks good. And then we're going to pop this piece down as well, straight over the top. I want to keep that upright the right way. Now, with the trees, we're going to just glue the single tree down, oh no, all by itself there. And when that dries, I'll just use my eraser to get that off. And then with the double ones, we're just going to pop those ones up with some dimensionals. So this wood designer series paper, we're just going to banner cut the ends. I'm going to use my paper snips, but if you have the banner punch, you could use that for sure. And I've left it a little bit longer just so I can cut off, put it where I want it and then cut off at the edge. And this one is going to be popped up with dimensionals as well. This card comes together really easily. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue down the bottom here, just some Tombow glue, and then up the top we're just going to put a couple of dimensionals. So where the glue is, we're going to stick that straight down onto the designer series paper. I think we'll do it there. Excellent. So I've got some linen thread here. I'm just going to take off a piece and I'm going to double it over. Because there's kinks there, I'm just going to use my bone folder just to pop those kinks out. So run the bone folder along. I'm just going to tie a bow. So it's a double bow. Right, chop those ends off. And we'll bring some glue dots in. And pop that one straight down there, and another glue dot. I'll just try and roll one over so it's in half. Picking the glue up off the back and popping that down on the top. So with this overhang, I'm just going to turn it over and snip it off, but I'm going to make sure my tails are out of the road. I don't want to snip them ones off. There we go. Okay, so what did you think of today's card? I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I'd love it if you go over and check out my blog as well. I have plenty of other projects there. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, please do. I have quite a few video tutorials there now of projects. So if you'd love to check them out, I would love that too. Thank you so much for your time and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.